Greetings, salutations, and good now. I'm local astrologer Kevis Major, doing it major. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Venus in Capricorn, because currently Venus is transiting out of Sagittarius and making her new home in Capricorn. Now, Venus in Capricorn is a fascinating placement that brings structure, practicality, and a desire for long-lasting beauty into Venus's sphere of love, aesthetic, values, and relationships. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a deep dive into Venus's general qualities, dignities, elemental differences, and then we're going to have a house by house breakdown of Venus in Capricorn. So in astrology, I like to interpret Venus as how we go about getting fulfilled, or that feeling of fulfillment. And outside of our basic human needs, which are food, shelter, and clothing, we also have more internal needs, the need of feeling loved and appreciated and having a sense of internal comfort. And so Venus speaks towards all of these things, and we're having a shift in how we would go about getting this feeling of fulfillment. And when we fill ourselves with these good qualities, these positive characteristics, and emotions and stuff like that, and we become full, that is the definition of being beautiful. And so beauty comes from within, and Venus taps us into our internal beauty, which ultimately gives us that attractive quality to attract people. So Venus does taps us into our ability to attract and attract love and beauty and harmony in our life. So Venus typically spends 23 to 25 days in each sign. If it goes into retrograde, it might be there for even longer. When it comes to the dignities, Venus is at home in Taurus and Venus, where Venus could express its free-flowing love and, harmony and just appreciation for beauty and stability. Venus is in Capricorn, so it's not home, it's not away, it's not exalted or in a fallen state. It's a more mundane transit. But seeing that Venus is in our earth sign, which is Capricorn, it's going to influence us into valuing more stability and loyalty and tangible expressions of love, versus when it was in Sagittarius, we were more thrilled with adventure and being more curious and having expansive situations. Now that Venus is in Capricorn, we're gonna be trying to get fulfilled in a more grounded, materialistic way, focusing on loyalty and enduring friendships, so the qualities that could make, your relationships or just your pursuit for pleasure more practical and long-term. All right, so in Capricorn, Venus blends its love for beauty and relationships with Capricorn's ambition, discipline, and realism. This placement suggests a love style that values reliability, loyalty, and also respect, because Venus, which rules Taurus, deals with values and ethics and morals. So people with Venus in Capricorn, or while Venus is in Capricorn, we're going to be taking our relationships and situationships a bit more serious, and we're just going to have a preference for more stable, long-term suitors over, the flashy, fleeting experiences. And so during this Venus in Sagittarius transit or placement, we're going to be looking for security in our relationships, in our partnerships, in just the way how we go forward trying to get fulfilled. And we're going to be seeking out partners or allies who we have shared aspirations, because again, Capricorn deals with our status and our career. So putting Venus and our fulfillment and our pleasure in, the status. So you're going to want to feel fulfillment when it comes to your status. So the strengths of having Venus in Capricorn is that we're going to be a bit more dependable and responsible and make wiser romantic decisions and be more grounded in reality. We're going to be looking at people for what they can do and what they can bring to the table. So we may come across a bit reserved or even over practical when it comes to love matters, and we may be a bit emotionally guarded. The earth-like type qualities of just setting up certain restrictions and boundaries that protect our heart. Venus is a tricky energetic force because it doesn't only speaks towards feeling fulfilled, feeling comfortable, feeling appreciated, but it also speaks towards sacrifice and compromise and the things that we would have to endure in order to have satisfaction and fulfillment. So Venus is a beautiful energetic force, but it also has its malevolent or dark natures, which we need to counterbalance, because you can't have the good without the bad. You can't have love without hate, or the opposite emotion. You can't have the pleasure without the pain. So in some way, shape, or form, we have to learn how to take Venus's good qualities with the bad qualities. And one of the bad qualities of Venus taps us into overindulgence and trying to feel fulfilled just on a superficial level, which again could just tap us into just fleeting experiences. But this Capricorn energy urges us to be more realistic, practical, and look at the more long-term routes of achieving this fulfillment. So if you have this aspect in your first house, Venus in the first house, Venus in Capricorn in the first house gives a composed, refined personal style when it comes to going about getting fulfilled. This placement suggests a magnetic and understated charm with a strong sense of personal dignity. Relationships are approached cautiously, valuing respect and stability. If you have Venus in Capricorn in the second house, Venus in Capricorn in this house values financial stability in relationships and may attract partners who are financially responsible. Love and security often goes hand in hand, and you may find joy in building wealth and collecting beautiful possessions and beautiful art pieces with your partner, or just on your own accord. Venus in Capricorn in the third house, communication is going to be more practical and polite, even a bit flirtatious. Relationships may develop in intellectual or professional settings, and there is a preference for partners who intellectually stimulate you and who have shared values or shared goals. If you have Venus in Capricorn transiting your fourth house, this placement suggests a deep need for home stability, where relationships revolve around the family and some shared sense of tradition. Love is expressed through loyalty. To family and establishing a solid home base. Now, home is where the heart is, and so this may not necessarily be with your parents or your blood relatives, but it may be with your tribe or just people and places and things that you're most comfortable with. If you have Venus in Capricorn in the fifth house, here Venus finds joy in creating something lasting, whether it's artistic projects or romance. Love might be expressed in tangible ways, like helping a partner achieve their goals, and there's often a focus on stability especially with your creative expressions and even business, because some people's business is their creative expression. So you might be, teaming up with your partner to tackle some business endeavors as well. If you have Venus in Capricorn in the 6th house, in this house, you often, tap you into being practical and your day-to-day routines and your acts of service. So you may be drawn to work-related relationships, or just valuing the partnerships that you have at work and respecting people's work ethics at this point in time. If you have Venus in the 7th house, again, Venus deals with fulfillment, love, and beauty. So in the 7th house is where you will value partnerships, close confidants, and your diplomatic relationships, even business ties. They seek relationships that that provide broad value, security, mutual respect, and you may be attracted to a partner who's quite responsible and grounded. If you have Venus in Capricorn in the 8th house, this placement brings a desire for deep transformation. The 8th house likes to take power and control, so you're going to be doing that in the aspect of your relationship. Also in the aspect of your finances as well, and emotional well-being and emotional sharing. Venus in Capricorn here may seek a partner who is solid when it comes to finances or just managing resources. And again, they're looking for shared ambitions and outlook, because the 8th house scorpionic energy deals with shared resources, joint ventures, joint funds, collaborations, and just having a more deep, intimate connection. So, having Venus there is really going to allow us to find pleasure in those solid and deep connections. If you have Venus in Capricorn transiting the 9th house, you're going to value philosophy and spiritual growth in your relationship. You're going to be looking for that from your partner. Or if you're single and you're in the dating sphere, you're going to be looking for that from a partner. And if you're just single, well, even those energies are going to be influencing you. So you're going to be, diving deeper into self for that spiritual expansion. They might be attracted to a person who offers stability and encourage them to grow, and they may focus on long distance or cross-cultural relationships. So, listen, astrology is so important, because if your partner is having this transit and you can't go overseas or be that foreign entity or foreign influence that makes them feel expanded, like, you could be flunked out easily. That's why it's important to have those natal readings and personal readings, man. If you have Venus in Capricorn transit in the 10th house, relationships often are going to intersect with your career and basically your career. I don't want to say your work, because your career supersedes your work. So a partner who supports and aligns with your ambition would be ideal. Again, a lot of people are doing jobs that are not connected to their ultimate goal when it comes to career. It's just a stepping stone. So the 10th house deals with, how you're seen in society and what your status is. 6th house is more your job. So if you have Venus in the 10th house, it may be a bit tricky if you're not heavily aligned to your spiritual path. And so you may be feeling influences or even attracting people, and you should be selective to attach yourself with a partner who could align you ultimately to that public image that you want to create for yourself and in a relationship. And it's very, very important to know this by having natal reading, personal reading, tapping into your zodiac and stuff like that, and just having the right partner. because where you are today isn't necessarily where you want to be and shouldn't 100% dictate your future. And so the person who you align yourself with in terms of partnership could make you or break you. They could help you to, use this circumstance, your sixth house, your job, to ultimately shape this public image, or they could be flunking you out and taking you further off of your goals. So we need to be very, very mindful of, this if you have it in the 10th house and you're trying to seek a relationship, because often enough people are not exactly where they want to be when they're pursuing relationships, and it's a give or take. Like, do you get your ideal life before you attract a partner, or does the partner help you to create your ideal, situation? All right, if you have Venus in Capricorn in the 11th house here, this is where you're going to have a greater appreciation for loyalty in friendships, your associations, and even your affiliations. And this one is a bit tricky because your associations are not like your close confidants, 7th house. They're not like your deep, intimate relationships, 8th house. It's not even like the 3rd house where they're siblings and peers and friends. It's just people who you're associated with. And so trying to seek loyalty in these type of environments could be a bit frustrating. So you need to be mindful of that. But Venus in Capricorn in the 11th house is that you're going to be looking for them to have some sort of boundaries and restrictions and limitations that make you feel deeply, tied into the group or to the circle. And apart from that, you may just be seeking relationships and seeking out pleasure and fulfillment within social or professional networks. And this may attract or provide you with responsible and supportive partners or friends who have, shared ambitions, because 11th house again taps us into like long-term goals. Last but not least, if you have Venus in Capricorn and this is transiting your 12th house, I don't really like talking about the 12th house and Piscean energy, but this placement indicates private or hidden relationships. There is often a need for emotional depth. Venus in Capricorn here may also express love through quiet acts of service, finding stability in spiritual or private realms. So to go a bit deeper into this one, 12th house taps us into our spirituality and just wanting to feel free. But Capricorn energy gives us certain boundaries and limitations that could, propel us, create a situation for us to stand on and overcome. And Capricorn is just more disciplined, but the 12th house is more elusive and mysterious. And so having this placement is going to be a bit more difficult because the Capricorn energy is going to want to have some sort of practicality in this mysterious spiritual house. And, having your love here, it just seems all flunked out. So, trying to find stability in spirituality and in your internal hidden realms is a task that, if overcome and if done in the right way, could really help you to manifest dreams that you weren't necessarily able to manifest before. Venus in Capricorn embodies a steady and sturdy, committed energy that prioritizes long-lasting bonds and mutual growth. So this placement is really unique and gives us the capabilities to create enduring relationships and put us in a place where we are both emotionally and materialistically fulfilled, because Venus deals with, the feeling of fulfillment, and Capricorn taps us into the earth-like type qualities and also deals with material. And so we have both influences working in our favor. So as we go forward, throughout the next 25 days, especially on Friday, which is Venus Day, when we are all more predicated towards, beauty and glamour and feeling the feelings. Let's just be practical in our pursuits. I think that's the general theme of this whole Venus in Capricorn energy. Major farewell until we meet or greet again. I'm local astrologer Kevis Major. If you want to have a private reading, natal reading, transit reading to see how this Venus in Capricorn is going to be influencing and affecting you, what particular house, from the first all the way to the 12th house, send me an email at kevisbmajor@gmail.com or DM me and we could arrange a reading for you. All right, so you could have more insight and clarity as to how these energies are going to be affecting your life. Major farewell until we meet or greet again. Doing it major.